that things are not the same today as they were even 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago, and certainly not the same as they were back when I was about the age of some of the people I see on this call. And for that fact, having an open mind is really the most it's the best asset you can have, truly. When your mind is open, your heart, your eyes are open, possibility is everywhere. And that's one of the greatest words on the planet. So thank you for being here. Keep your mind open tonight. Understand that there are different ways to do everything on this planet. And this is one of those things for you. So I want to tell you too that this is really important to keep in the back of your mind. I don't know who you are on this call tonight. You know, you may be me, you may be somebody that's coming up on like a whole nother chapter in their lives and not sure what that looks like yet. Maybe you're a student, you're looking for a little extra part-time income. Maybe you're just looking for some great health. Maybe you're a parent or a single parent. Whoever you are, it doesn't matter. That's the cool part about it, is that unbiased opportunity for everybody. Anybody can benefit from being on this call tonight. Doesn't matter if you're educated or not. It doesn't matter if you're tall or short. It doesn't matter. Nothing. No experience. Nothing matters. So keep in mind that it is unbiased and equal opportunity. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to start out by sharing with you exactly why you're here. And for that, I do want to share my screen. What we basically have here is the opportunity. Can you guys hear me okay? Oh, I don't even see anybody, but I'm sure you're good. Let's see. Hold on one sec. I think all of you guys can hear me. Luke, can you give me a thumbs up? Oh, perfect. Okay, great. So you're here to hear about Uforia science, guys. And Uforia science is just something that nobody's ever seen before, truly, on this planet. It's the first of its kind. And what I really want to do is kind of take you through exactly what the vision and the purpose of Uforia is. Euphoria is an extreme human experience in an extreme scientific environment. Okay, think about that as we're going through the call. It illuminates the beauty and uniqueness of every single human being. Okay, it is the next step in health and wellness, and it acknowledges that no two of us are alike. And we've been told that since we were kids, right? So this is just a company that wants to illuminate that in people. And the product itself is really something that we're able to leverage here in Uforia. And you're going to hear that word a couple times tonight. I really want you to really key in on what that is. But I think before we can get to where we're going, we need to look at where we are. And so when you think about health out in the world today, you know, there's problems. Globally, there are problems. But I really wanted to focus kind of on our own neighborhood, okay? North America, who's in your backyard? And here in the States and even Canada, you know, there are health issues. There's no question about it, many of which have reached epidemic proportions. Okay, and a couple stats I wanted to pull up. I think they speak to everybody. The American Heart Association says that more people die from heart disease annually than all the cancers combined. Think about that. That's crazy, especially because heart disease, some people are predisposed to it, right? It runs in their family. However, there's also things you can choose to do to really offset that stat, okay? CDC, Center for Disease Control, estimates that by 2020, all right, that's next year, by next year, 75% of Americans will be clinically obese, and that's adults, 18 and over. Again, same exact thing. You may have some of that in your history. However, there are things you can choose to do to offset that. Okay, and then the most troubling one really that I looked at today that I really thought would resonate with almost anybody is that if nothing changed, if we went the next 30, 40 years exactly as we're doing it now, okay, same food, same junk food, same great food, same supplementation, same exercise, same lack thereof on exercise, same medical, everything, if it was status quo from today for the next 40 years, that generation would actually be predicted to die sooner than the generation before them. It's never happened before in history. That's not progress, right? We're sick. We're sick. Maybe the sickest we've ever been as a society today in 2019. And so the thing is that science and medical practitioners knew that we needed to do more. They knew this some time ago, about 70, 80 years ago. And so they realized supplementation was an important piece of the puzzle. So they did start. That started. Vitamins came to the marketplace. And the thing is that that's called blind nutrition. And I want to explain why. It's based on intelligence. Okay? It's based on intelligence. It's based on somebody recommending something for you, not truly knowing who you are on the inside. And that is not, the intention was super honorable, okay? Like the intention is great. However, the science and the ability to know more than that was not in place. Okay, so one size fits all nutrition, not ideal. You don't buy one size fits all shoes or pants, right? It doesn't work for nutrition either. There's a lot of uncertainty. You can open up cupboards. My girlfriend has one. You open and it's endless. So much supplementation, and I know she hasn't touched the ones in the back for years. And if you asked her straight up, like, what do all these do for you? She doesn't know. Nobody knows, right? You do not know what it's actually doing. So then, not long ago, targeted nutrition came to the marketplace. Again, really great step in the right direction. It's where you basically, there's a lot of data now, right? There's been test studies and market studies and all this going on over here, okay? And none of those people are just like you. However, there is groups of people who have experienced some positivity with maybe a little more vitamin D, whatever that may be. So you walk into a functional medicine doctor or holistic doctor who they're, again, honorable intentions. And you say, I'm not sleeping well. And they're going to say, great, well, you know what, just try this. Let's add some of this to your supplementation. Although it's better, it isn't ideal, and it really is not unique. The one thing about that is we do not know if we absorb or process any of these things with targeted or blind nutrition. We don't know. We don't know if we need 5 milligrams or 500 milligrams. So guess what? Designer nutrition comes to the marketplace and changes the game. Okay, and this is a solution to all of that. Guys, this is science-based, exclusive and proprietary DNA testing to formulate for you a formula of nutrition or supplementation that is unique to you. Guys, science-based. That means it's concrete. Okay, it's 99.999999999 accurate. Okay, and exclusive and proprietary means that Uforia is the only company on the planet that has the ability to actually make this happen. So people are like, okay, so what's Uforia? I haven't heard of it before. No, you probably haven't. It has amazingly deep roots and a great foundation as a company, but the product is new to the marketplace. Uforia Science is a biotech company that creates custom designer supplementation based on the genetic testing of a person's DNA. All right, and I really want to say that again. I want to break it down for you, and I want you to think about what this is. It's a biotech company, okay? 2 segments of the marketplace that are explosive, okay, that creates custom designer supplementation based on the genetic testing of a person's DNA. And people say, well, how do I get that? How do I do that? Like, that sounds like something that I should do. Of course it does. What you do is you get your little nutrition kit, your U-Start kit. I have mine right here. It's just a beautiful little box. It's got pre-trition in it, which is a gentle organic cleanse. You take it for 30 days. It's got a swab kit, which mine already went to the lab, but 2 little cheek swab Q-tips that you swab your cheeks. Very, very simple. It has a medicinal envelope, a postage paid envelope to send it back, and a coupon for $100 off a lab fee. And I don't know if you guys have any idea, but DNA testing runs anywhere from about $400 to about $6,000 in the marketplace. I know somebody who just had one done for $5,700. Ours is a simple $99 one-time lab fee, and that coupon is in that kit. So let me tell you the process, and this is really going to bring it full circle before we get to the meat and potatoes of this call. When you get this U-Start kit, on the back is a unique code, and you register it with Uforia, okay? And then you send off your swabs to the lab. When you do that, at the lab, which is a medical lab, okay, it's not a Google lab, it's one of the top labs on the planet, they're testing for 18 SNPs. And a SNP is just a variant in a gene. It just means that gene doesn't maybe foundationally work the way it should, maybe it doesn't process something the way it should. These labs, guys, are HIPAA compliant, meaning that you are secure and safe in terms of your information, CLIA certified, which means it's the highest level of medical laboratory that you can get. And then it also has an added layer of protection, and this is really important. USafe protects your DNA and your privacy. Okay, and there's a couple things that happen. HIPAA already does that. Same thing that your doctor does when you go in and you have things done. Then on top of that, I actually just had a call with a scientist. Your DNA is destroyed within 60 days. 60 days, okay, gone. And so it'll never be shared or sold. There's nothing in our terms and condition, but there's an added layer of protection. When you register your kit, I don't know if you can see this, but there's a barcode right here that's unique to you. From the moment that you send your swabs to the lab, everything that happens has no human identifier. Everything is done in the form of a barcode. Very, very important to know that Uforia went the extra mile to protect everybody's safety and their privacy. There at the lab, we're testing for 18 actionable SNPs, meaning nutrition can actually do something to change that, to help support your variants. Forget about all the science, just look really quickly. We have healthy blood pressure, we have healthy weight management, we have healthy heart, we have healthy immune system. This is the dashboard to your health. Okay, quite simply, they are the most fundamental genes in your body for good health. And from here, everything else kind of blossoms. So I want you to understand that they've actually gone ahead and signified that this is where you start with good health, and this is what they're testing for. And after they test, you guys, you get an email back that's 35 or 37 pages long, and this is the most, I guess maybe the most important piece of that whole report. It's your score. Take a look at this. It has all the genes they tested for, and whether you have a green, yellow, or red really indicates or signifies whether or not you have a variant in that gene. If you have green, that gene, you didn't get anything passed down from your parent, it works just as it should. Yellow means that one parent gave you a variant in your gene and you need to support it, and red means that is a family history problem. It's been in your family, because once you have red, you pass it on, okay? And you need to support that. Every other page of this report, don't let that intimidate you. It's all supporting documentation, and it's all done in layman's terms. Now, Uforia furthered the commitment of this project, okay? And so not only do they have the lab that can test your DNA, they also purchased the software that's been in the works for, it says 20 years, it's actually been 24 years in the making. A whole bunch of scientists out there, geneticists, putting together a program that when your DNA results come out in the form of this barcode, this intellectual property, this software can read your results and create for you a personalized formula of nutrition specific to you. Guys, it's never been seen before, ever. We're the only company that has the ability to do it, and we own the software. There's nearly 400 million mathematical formulas for these 18 SNPs, and one of them is yours. Then they took it even a step further, and they had designed, engineered, and exclusively built a machine called, we call it the Utritionator. And I don't even think that's like a cool enough word for it, because this thing, it's the only one on the planet, and this is able to read your formula that comes out of that software in the form of that barcode. Again, no human identifiers at all, and put together for you your formula in capsule or powder in 15 seconds or less. This is mine. I love it. It's empty. I used it all last month. So this is the only one on the planet, and that makes us incredibly special and very, very sought after. Just a quick look, like a thumbnail sketch of some of the ingredients that are being used, guys. Peer-reviewed ingredients. That's very, very important. The best of the best in terms of quality. Every ingredient we use is dairy-free, vegan, gluten-free, and non-GMO. Okay, so we're very, very sensitive to allergens and lifestyle choices and all that kind of stuff. No fillers, no binders in anything that we do. And it all culminates in this, okay, in this formula. We call it Utrition. It's built for you, and it literally has your name on it. And I wanna talk a little bit about, just quickly, when you put all those things together, right? When you put together the science, the software, the Utritionator, and then this product coming to the marketplace, and this being the only company on the planet with the ability to do that, that's big. However, there's one more piece that makes it untouchable. And because this is actually built for you from a business standpoint, for any of our business-minded people on this call, this product becomes Amazon proof. And when you have all of that in today's day and age, and you also have a product that cannot be resold, you are onto something very, very big. So why do we take DNA tests? You know, the marketplace is ready. Actually, these tests right here were some of the top Christmas presents in 2008. So people are ready. They know what DNA is. They're not afraid of it. It's, you know, the marketplace is there. So why do we take it? Well, these tests are great and a ton of fun. You test for heritage, personality, physical traits. They're not things you can change. change, right? You can't eat a banana or take some vitamin D and change your eye color, right? So although they're fun, I don't know what you do with the information once you know it. The most important DNA test that you will ever take will determine how you can stay healthy, truly. And this formula, this is the golden goose to your health. It truly is. So this formula is made for you. It's inspired by you. It's based on your DNA. So it brings it to this. All right. You have a choice: blind nutrition, designer nutrition, right? How do you, when you know now that you can know, or if you're the person that did the lab test and you do know, how do you ever go back? How do you ever say, oh, I'm not going to use what my body told me to use. I'm just going to use whatever's on the shelf. You're not. You're never going to go back. So blind nutrition on the left, designer nutrition on the right. You guys can see the targets, right? Which one are you going to choose? I want you to think of that a little differently. What if on the left was landlines and on the right is cell phones, right? You don't stay on the left. All right. What if on the left is, I don't know, Blockbuster, and right is Netflix? You don't stay on the left. It's called progress. And Uforia is at the forefront of the most progressive way for people to supplement and take care of themselves that's ever been seen. And so it's very, very easy, guys, to take advantage of Uforia from a customer standpoint. Truly, all you do is you buy one of these. It's super cheap. It's $159, right? It's just an investment into your health. Your DNA test is a one-time test. You'll never have to test for those SNPs again. You register your kit, like I told you, and then there it takes away the human identification, and the lab knows that it's yours with the barcode. You pay a $99 one-time lab fee, again, like pittance compared to what's going on in the marketplace, and you start your pre-trition, which is preparing your body for your nutrition. This is a beautiful product. Everybody that I've talked to has seen an amazing result with pre-trition. So the other thing I want to say to you before we get to the other part of this call is that customers love this product, and I believe in today's world that social media, the reason people are on it is to basically keep caught up with what other people are doing. Like, I really think that is the bones of social media. And so people are talking about what they're doing. They talk about what they like. They talk about what they don't like, right? And so I think it's natural. It's very, very natural to talk about something you love. When you have your nutrition and you share it with somebody and you generate a sale, that's a beautiful thing. When you share it with 4 people and they also use nutrition, as a customer, yours is free. And guys, this is not new. Referral marketing is not new. It's everywhere. Amazon has it. The gyms have it. You refer somebody to the gym, you get a free month, whatever that is. Ours is just better because when you do this, guys, it comes to your door every 30 days. It's like luxury. It's like a luxury to be able to take care of yourself in this way. It's something that we've never seen before. And so being one of those people who really puts so much into their health, right? Somebody who really wants to live the best they can. When you give your body and fuel your body with what it needs, you will be amazed at the results. And so I want to just kind of cap this off with letting you know that we have the best foundation of leadership here at Uforia. Fundamentally and foundationally, this company has very, very, very deep roots. Very deep roots. The product, yes, it's launched, right? Newly launched, and people are loving it. However, understand that this company isn't really startup. All right, these people know what they're doing. They have big investments into this company, and they're going to take this to the next level. So with that, what I want to do is I want to invite my friend to the call. This young man, I've known him for about 7 years now. We've been through lots of ups and downs. We're in business together in a couple different things, and I admire everything about him, quite honestly. You know, I want to talk a little bit about his business experience just for the fact that it's important, you know, when you're on a call and you're thinking about a business. However, there's much more to him than that. You know, from a business standpoint, he found this industry, or maybe this industry found him, I'm not sure, about 7 years ago. And he knew he wanted to change in his life, and he jumped in. No experience, and over the course of his career from 19 to about 25, he has earned upwards of $990,000 in this space as just a young millennial. He's generated I think, Luke, please forgive me if I'm wrong. I think he's generated $20 million in revenue through his organizations, which is a very, very big number for such a young guy. He's led teams of 35, 40, 50,000 people all over the world. He is a visionary. He is somebody who is servant driven. We do mission trips together. Our families are close. I mean, he's just a great guy all around, and somebody that my family locked arms with, in the impact he's made on us. I mean, I'm old enough to be his mom. I sort of am kind of like a bonus mom to him, and he's made more of an impact on us, I'm sure, than we have on him. And so I want to bring him to the table because there's nobody better to share what is going on here at Uforia from a business standpoint and earning standpoint than my friend, Mr. Luke Hesslser. So Luke, are you with us?
I am. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, and I've got you on screen. So thank you so much. I appreciate you jumping on the call.
Yeah, it's my pleasure, honestly. And thank you so much for having me. Laurie, as she stated, is someone I've known for a while now, and she's so humble. You know, she won't even talk about herself, but I mean, this is someone who inspires me. You know, she's not only, you know, an incredible business person, has her own traditional business that she's run for 20 plus years now, an extremely successful event company. But she's also a mom of 5, you know, and also is a top leader within this company. And so people say they don't have time to make money, they don't have time to get a side hustle. And I look at someone like her, and honestly, it blows my mind how much she can get done. She shows me like her to-do list, and it's like 3 pages, and it's just normal. You know, it's just normal for her. And so it's a real asset to have someone like that on the team, and I'm humbled to work with Laurie. And so, Laurie, thank you so much for that kind introduction. You know, but just know, guys, I'm such a normal person. All right, my results may sound really cool, and they are pretty cool, you know. But I'll tell you, the fact of the matter is that I am no different than anyone on this call. Okay, the only difference between you and I is the choices we've made. Right, over the last 8 years as an entrepreneur. I've been in the game 8 years. I know I look like I'm like 8, you know what I'm saying, but I have been in the entrepreneur world for 8 years. And the only thing that's different between that 8 years of my life and then the previous 19 was that the previous 19 I wasn't thinking for myself. All right, my parents, my teachers, the media, the school systems, the everything kind of taught me how to live, and it showed me this plan. And I just decided to break out of the box. I decided to think differently when I was introduced to someone living a different life. And I realized that in order for things in my life to change, you got to change things in your life. So I found this industry, and actually this industry really found me, like Laurie said, and it literally changed everything forever. And so what I want to focus on today is the money. I want to focus on how you can make money here with Uforia, because money changes things in your life. I mean, just imagine what an extra 500, an extra 1,000, 5,000, $10,000 a month would do for the average person. You know, it literally would change their life. And that's what I'm passionate about, because people think making money is this crazy thing that you got to be super smart and all of these things. And that's a lie. All right. You have to be at the right place at the right time with the right people, and you have to take the right action. And when those stars line up, magic can happen. And that's what's happened right here, right now. And so stay focused for the next 15 minutes as I dive into this thing, because I'm telling you, if you really get what I'm about to share with you, it can have an immense impact on your life. And I say that so genuinely. And so guys, first thing let's look at is when it comes to evaluating any companies, any businesses, there's a couple factors that you really want to look at. Okay. The first thing you want to see is it unique? Okay, is it unique, or is another me too out there, right? The next thing you want to look at is it simple? Does it take some complex, crazy process and make it super simple? Like Uber, where you just touch a button and boom, a stranger comes and picks you up and takes you wherever you want, right? Is it disruptive, right? Does it take an old status quo and reinvent it? Again, Uber's the best example. Disrupted the entire taxi industry. And most importantly, honestly, especially in today's day and age, is does it have a noble cause? Is it bigger than just a way to make money, right? You think of this, Uber, Airbnb, this is a shared economy where now the average person can actually plug into this ecosystem and start becoming an entrepreneur, making money on their own without a boss, without any hours. That is disruptive. And so take these 4 attributes and kind of put them in the back of your mind as we continue to roll through this thing today. And I want you guys to realize is that, you know, all of us have been given a plan, right? Like I said, what's different from me from 1 to 19 to, 19 to 26 now where I'm at is I started thinking for myself. You know, all of us were given a plan. And it's this old plan. I call it the 40-40-40 plan, where we go to high school, we get good grades, right? Then we're supposed to get a really good ACT and SAT score, and then we go and we send those out to all these colleges, and we beg them to accept us, and then we finally find one that accepts us, and if you're lucky, maybe a bunch of them accept you, and you get to choose. Then you go to college, and you get good grades, and then you get really, you make a big resume, maybe a couple internships, and then you do it all over again. And now you're shipping out these resumes to all these jobs, and we're begging them to hire us, and then we find someone that hires us, and some of us are really lucky, and we get a job that we love, and most people aren't, right? And they got to get a job that just pays the bills, and then, you're there working 40 hours a week for, 40 years of your life, and you're told to retire on 40% of your income. And this is the plan, and this is the plan that we're given. But the reality is that it's just not working. It's just not working. It worked for our grandparents, but it's not working for us. Evidenced by the fact that you look at number one, student loan debt, over 1.56 trillion with a T. Your mind cannot even my mind can't even comprehend $1 trillion. Okay, and that's how much student loan debt there is. And there's over 44.7 million people with student loan debt today. That's crazy. Look at this. The average retirement age right now in America, and this hurts me, honestly, when I think about this. Average retirement age is 72 years old. 72. Who here wants to do what they're doing right now for work every single day until you're 72? Okay? I don't. And then look at this. This is the worst part. This is so sad. The average death age is 76. So you go and work your life until you're 72, and then you don't have any health, and you watch Wheel of Fortune for 4 years until you croak. Like, that is actually the reality that is happening in our life, and it's sad, okay? And then you look at this idea of, like, loyalty, of getting a job and working there with the company, and just the reality is that it's just not there. I mean, the average person is at a single job for 4.3 years. And they're not leaving on their own accord. They're leaving because the company's downsizing. They're shutting their doors. Technology is replacing their jobs. Or people overseas, or they're outsourcing people overseas who are willing to work 3 times as hard for half the pay, right? And so it's this crazy world that we live in where now we've got a choice. It's like, what are we going to do? If you can actually see that the old plan of just going and getting good grades and then applying for a job and then working for the rest of your life, it is not working. The question you have to ask yourself is, what are you going to do about it, right? What is your plan? And the first plan that most people do is they just do nothing. They just pray that they're not another statistic. They just pray. They're just going to do what everyone else does and really hope, cross their fingers that it's all going to be good. And if that's fine, but just realize that if you do what you did today, tomorrow, nothing's going to change. If you want things in your life to change, you have to change things in your life, right? If you want to get something you've never got, you have to be willing to do something you've never done, right? And change can be scary, but it's also necessary if we want to go out there and change those results. So that's one thing you can do, is do nothing. But you got to accept your results of where you're at. Next thing you can do is go to more schooling, right? Go get more school. But the issue is you stall with student loan debts. That's an issue. All right, you can get a second or third job, but then the issue is that then you lose your time. And what's the point of all the money in the world without the time to share it with those you love, and that's an issue. So the fourth thing, this is what I did and what a lot of people on this call are doing, and more people now today than really ever in history, actually really just in the last 50 years, are coming together and doing, and they're getting a side hustle. They're joining this world of entrepreneurship where they're being their own boss. They're leveraging the internet, technology, other things to go and make money. And so if you believe that, if you're like, all right, the other plans aren't working, and actually getting an additional stream of income, because everyone knows that, what's the key to true wealth? Multiple streams of income, right? So if you believe that it's smart to get an additional stream of income, all right, great. Now what's your plan for getting that income? It's a business, right? And you could start your own business, but average cost is 65 grand and no one's got that. All right, you could maybe go and buy an existing business, but the question you got to ask yourself is, number one, why are they selling it in the first place, right? If it's so good. And then number two is, do you have the money to get it? Again, most people don't have that. I mean, you could buy a franchise, but again, I mean, look at this, $45,000 for the licensing fee. Not to mention you have to have over $500K in liquid assets in order to even be approved to get a McDonald's right now. So it's like, it's safer, but still a pretty crazy risk. Or you can do what I did at 19, and what I recommend literally every single person that wants to get into the world of entrepreneurship. I think this is the best way that you can get started, is an industry called network marketing. You have extremely small risk with massive potential ROI, and it's exactly what changed my life when I was 19 years old. Okay, the fact of the matter is that this industry, even though maybe you haven't heard about it, because the only way you hear about it is word of mouth advertising, right? There's no billboards or TV commercials, right? This industry, these are facts, is a $200+ billion industry that has over 50,000 people joining it every day. And it's endorsed by the top business professionals like Robert Kiyosaki, #1 business book of all time, right? Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Warren Buffett, Richard Branson, Bill Gates, billionaires, all right? And Tony Robbins, the coach of billionaires. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is not some new little rogue thing. This is a solidified, legitimate industry that is really going out there and changing the game, especially now that people are forced to look for other ways to make money. You know, and here's the thing, is that when you look at this industry, leverage is the key. Because guess what you get to do is you don't have to come up with the products. You don't have to come up with the business model. You don't have to come up with the plan. That's all given to you. You simply are the advertising force. Because when you think about it, right, every company has a marketing plan. And most people, billboards, TV commercials, print ads, that's what they want to go and do. But the fact of the matter is that every business owner knows, and I know I own an agency right now. I have 600 different clients at my digital marketing agency that we work with. There's about 8 employees that work there, you know, and it's an amazing family. But I know this because most of our clients come from referrals, and that's what I want. Yes, I pay for Facebook ads. Yes, I pay for Google ads. Yes, I do all these traditional advertising. But what I want more than anything is word of mouth advertising. And so what network marketing does is they simply pay people for word of mouth advertising instead of traditional advertising. So they take 50 cents out of every dollar that the company generates in revenue, and they pay people to go and talk about it. It's as simple as that. And here's what's so cool about it, is that you do this anyways. You tell people about movies you like, about songs you like, about shoes that you like, about restaurants that you like. And you don't think about it, but you're creating sales for these companies. Right? I mean, imagine you go to a restaurant, you bring 10 of your friends, and you sit down to the waiter and say, hey, so I brought these 10 people here with me. You think you could slip me my meal for free? You know what I'm saying? Like, they would look at you funny. But that's how this works. That's how this works. And it just makes sense. You know what I'm saying? And so now you look back on it, and we get to leverage everything Laurie just said. I mean, did you hear this? This is a biotech company that specializes in personalized nutrition based off the genetic testing of your DNA. All right, I am not very smart. I know that. Thank God you don't have to be smart to make money, okay? But I'm also not dumb. And I know this is the future of wellness. Like, it's not even a question. You know what I'm saying? It's like when I saw Uber for the first time. I saw Uber for the first time. I used it. I'm like, taxis are done. Why? Because it's better. You know what I'm saying? So what we get to do is we get to leverage all the genius that this company has. There's science, the investment, the software, the fulfillment, the customer service. We're talking over $100 million infrastructure that you get to leverage. All right? You get to leverage it. And that's amazing. And through leveraging that, you get an opportunity to actually create residual or passive income. And this is so important. Okay? Because imagine you quit working and you keep getting paid. Think about that, right? Think about that. You just stop working and money keeps coming in. That's what residual income is. It's continuous income. And most of us are like, oh, that's not real. Because I thought you just had to trade time for money. Because my parents were doctors, you know, and so my dad, he worked every day. And if he stopped working, he stopped making money. And so that's what I did, right? But then I was taught residual income. And I'm like, that's not real. It's too good to be true. But then someone was like, listen, you have residual bills right now, don't you? I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, do you have rent? I'm like, yeah. He's like, all right, if you aren't at your home for a month, do you still pay rent? I'm like, yeah, the bill still comes in. So that's regardless of what you do, it's a residual continuous bill. But what you don't think about is that your residual bill is somebody else's residual income because somebody else owns your apartment. And they could be on an island in Hawaii, chilling with a Mai Tai, sipping on it. You know what I'm saying? And every time you pay your rent, they're getting paid again and again and again. Think about an author. They spend all this time writing a book, maybe a year writing a book. They never get paid. But then they write the book and they put it out. If you buy the book right when it comes out, or a year later, or 5 years later, or 20 years later, they're getting paid again and again and again. That's residual income. That's passive income. Does that make sense? And so here with Uforia, you can actually earn residual or passive income. Why? Because that product that Laurie just showed you, you get paid. Everyone on this site, you get your website. All right, this product is not found in stores. It's not found in shelves. It's not going to be in Costco. All right, it's all online. And the only way you can get it is from someone who has their own personalized website. So like whoever brought you on this call, they have a website. And if you want to buy this, you go to their website and you buy products. And based off the product you buy, they get paid. But not only the first time you order, but if you continue to reorder it again and again and again and again, that the money comes in, they get paid again and again and again and again, because it's residual income, because it's a consumable product that people continuously buy every month. And every month as that order comes in, you're getting paid. So I want you to kind of start to think about this, you know? I mean, imagine once you get started with this thing and you're here, you know, imagine this little you is you know, and you just decide, all right, I wanna go and make this thing happen. Fantastic, okay? As you can see, as this time goes on, you know, and this expands, and you tell people who tell people who tell people who tell people, this can start to get pretty crazy. And I'll give you a little bit of a testimony. You know, when I started this when I was 19 years old, okay, I didn't know like anybody. You know, I didn't even have an Instagram. I think I had 500 or 600 friends on Facebook, okay? But I knew people who knew people. Okay, and I personally went out and shared this with probably a total of like 20 people over the course of 4 years. And in 4 years, those 20 people turned into over 35,000 customers and distributors across 50 states and 22 different countries. My business was doing about $10 million a year in annual revenue at 21 years old, okay? Not because of who I know, but about who they know and who they know and who they know. So let me ask you, who do you know who's interested in health? Who do you know that's interested in fitness? Who do you know that's interested in nutrition? Who do you know that's looking to make more money? Who do you know, right? And that's the magic. And again, don't just think about who you know, but think about who they know and who they know and who they know. And that's the magic of what it is that we do. And this is what it gives you, is it gives you leverage, right? That's the word that keeps coming up. You get to leverage. But here's the cool thing, is that you're not only just gonna leverage, all right, other people's networks and who they know, but you also get to leverage a proven system, because the unique thing about this business in comparison to everything else is that we're a team. This isn't competition based where it's me against you. It's actually quite the opposite. I wanna give you everything I know. I wanna teach you every little secret. I've made so many mistakes over the course of the last 8 years, and I know what works and I know what doesn't work. And I want to help you avoid all the things that don't work so that you can find something that works. And you can find success even faster than I can, because guess what? The more success I help you find, the more success I find. And it's all a team, all right? It's all a team. And so we have a proven process. So you look at this. We have marketing resources for you. You go to euforiascience.com/resources. All the PDFs, all the videos, all the documents, anything you can imagine to help you go and share the story. We have a fully functional mobile app. Okay, this is a fully functional also CRM, a customer relationship management software, where you can actually send out text messages and videos from it. You get notifications when your friends are watching the videos, and there's no push notification reminders to go and follow up with them after they go and watch it. All right, we have events that are going on. Our next one is actually going to be in Las Vegas, June 28th. Get this, our first event had 500 people at it. All right, our first one had 500 people at it a month and a half ago. All right, in January, it's about mid-January. Okay, now our next one's going to be at Caesar's Palace, and we will have 5,000 people at it in less than 6 months. This is going from 500 to 5,000 in less than 6 months. The momentum that this is picking up is literally unbelievable. It's like nothing I've ever seen right now, and we are on the forefront of it. Okay, and so if this makes sense to you, like you see the fact that, wow, you know, this is a new era, a new paradigm of nutrition. You know, this is going to be a new standard for health. You know what I'm saying? Like, just like every kid, you know, oh, you got to go to the, you know, go and get your physical. You know, people, it's going to be a standard that you get a DNA test. It's like, wait, you haven't got a DNA test yet? Like, you don't know what your genetic weaknesses are? Like, seriously? You know, like, that's how people are going to be looking at people that don't have a DNA test in 10 years. I can see it already. And so if you see that and you know other people who can value it, all you do to get started is so simple. It's a one-time fee to become a nutritionist for $40. It gives you your website and access to all the tools. The next step is you just pick how much product you want to purchase, right? So you get 3, 5, 10 pack. The more you buy, the bigger the discount that you get, right? So let's say you get a 10 pack. 10 of those things come in. One of them is yours, and you resell the other ones to people that you care about, right? And if you get a 10 pack and you use one for yourself and you sell the other 9, you will make over $400 in profit okay, just from going and doing, actually, excuse me, $600 in profit, including the rebate, and you'll be making over $250 a month residually, passively, meaning if you don't do anything the next month, $250 a month is still coming in. I mean, imagine what that would do for you. I mean, that's a car payment for some people. That's groceries. You know, like that's powerful stuff here, okay? And then you just help other people do the same thing. And the more people you help do that, the more success you go out there and find. And so when you think back to these, you know, these things that judge a company, is it unique? Yes, there's literally no one else on the planet out there except us. Is it simple? Yes, you literally go online, you click a couple buttons, and then you have shipped to your door a DNA test, and then 30 days later, shipped to your door a custom nutrition that's unique to you, designer nutrition, unique to you. Is it disruptive? Yes. Why will anyone ever do anything other than a personalized nutrition after they do it, right? It's like, I'm not going to go back to do the blind stuff because it's not unique to me. You know, it's not unique. And so it's so disruptive. And is it a noble cause? And this is like a thing that's like deep to my, you know, soul, is that it is like, this is more than just a business. This is more than just a way to make money. This is a movement. This is an awakening of people realizing that, oh my gosh, you know, there is a health consciousness shift that's happening. People are becoming, you know, they're being conscious of what's going in and out of their bodies, right? They realize that all this monosodium glutamate, all this, you know, aspartame, the crazy stuff that is put in our food probably isn't good for us anymore. And it's time to wake up. And on top of that, people are sick and tired of being sick and tired. I don't want to be broke. I don't want to see my friends being broke. I don't want to see my parents being broke. I don't want to see anyone being in poverty in my life. And this is a way for people to get out of that. And I know it's true because it happened to me. And the fact of the matter is it's going to happen with or without anyone on this call. People are making this happen all across the country right now as we speak. It's not a matter of, oh, maybe it works. It's working. All right. The question is, are you going to work for it? Right? Because you got to ask yourself. All right. Number one, can you do it? Do you know people who who value health? Great. Then yes, you can. All right. Number two is it worth it? And that's a question you got to ask yourself. Okay. So the final piece is that if you say, you know what, I can do this. And you know what, it is worth it for me. An extra $250 a month, it would change my life. An extra $500 a month, it would change my life. All right. If that's the fact, this is your next step. It's so simple. You just simply get your website. That's step number one, become a nutritionist. Step number two, you pick your pack. Step number three, you plug into our proven system, all of our communities, Telegram group, Facebook group, everything that we have to support you. And step number four is we get to work and we launch your business and we go out there and help you become a profitable entrepreneur. That's the name of the game. And I'll give you this last testimony as I wrap this thing up in a minute here, is that when I started this, I was a 19-year-old frat rat. I had no money to my name. All right, I found myself in the drunk tank for drinking underage, and I had to call my mom in a humiliating manner and ask her to bail me out of jail because I didn't have the $250 to get me out of the freaking drunk tank. All right, I was in the low of the low. When I got introduced to this, I had no money. I was in the honors college at Michigan State. I was in a business fraternity. You know, I didn't have any time either. But guess what I did? I took a loan out from my parents to teach me a lesson that these things don't work. And I made time. I sacrificed sleep. I did whatever it took, okay? And in literally 2 years, I went from being a dead broke college student where I had no money to my name to 2 years later, I was 21 years old, and I was making more money in a month than my dad, who was a doctor, okay? And that's real. And I tell you guys that story because it is possible. I don't care what your past is. I don't care how bad of a situation you're in, how much debt you're in. All right, I don't care. I don't care. All I care about is, are you willing to work? Do you have a desire to change it? Like, is there really a desire in you to get out of this situation? And are you coachable and are you teachable? And if you have those two things, all right, you have a desire, that willingness to work, and you're coachable and teachable, plug in with us because I'm telling you, we can help you win here. And we've been helping people win. You talk to Crystal, you talk to Cameron, you talk to Abby, you talk to Ben, you talk to Tom, you talk to Laurie, you talk to Michael, you talk to Blake. All of these people are success stories. And I could sit here for 40 more minutes telling you about their success. But the fact of the matter is, this isn't about them, it's about you. Okay? And so I pray that you look in the mirror today and just ask yourself, am I happy with my life? And then the question you got to ask yourself is, what are you going to do about it? Okay? Because that's what I asked myself, and that changed my life forever. So with that, guys, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for your time. And I look forward to working with you guys in the future. So with that, take care, and I'll talk to you guys later. See you guys.